金銭、地、権力、軍事力の魔法技術、そして美女。私が持っているどんな才でもアインズウールゴンの心を溶かすことはできないだろう。あれが神と言われる存在か。
Hey guys, what is up? I would like to welcome each and every one of you to our new video. As you guys already know, we released a part 1 video explaining just how powerful and broken Ainz Ool Gown is, and the reason behind all those skills, abilities, and spells. In this part today, we will discuss and try to explain to our best efforts how his major spells, or super tier spells, work, and how powerful they are. So before we start, be sure to hit the subscribe button and press on that bell icon and set us all to be notified about all our latest new videos. Last time we ended our video mentioning that Ainz, excluding his numerous spells, has a couple of aces up his sleeve that are called super tier magic spells, or at least that's what they used to be called in Yggdrasil. While here in this new world, they are compared to the powers of gods, hence called so by the name of magic of the gods, since the residents of this world, kings and peasants alike, have never seen or experienced such a high-level tier of spellcasting before. There is Creation, a skill that allows Ainz to manipulate an area and change its elements or terrain as he wishes. Fallen down arguably his strongest ability, what this ability does is that after its cast time, a white beam of hot light falls from the sky, destroying everything it hits, and melting all those in close vicinity to it into a crisp. Wish Upon a Star, an ability that worked by sacrificing experience levels in the world of Yggdrasil, it required 10% of total experience for one wish. The more you sacrifice, the more wishes you get. However, back then it was so randomly generated it wasn't even worth it, but in this new world the cost still exists. But what changed is the fact that Ainz is able to make any wish he wants whatsoever. Then there was a super tier summoning spell that allows him to summon 6 level 80 gatekeepers, and another that summons a cyclone where for every being killed in the cyclone, they are used, treated as fuel to grant the spell the needed number of sacrifices to summon level 90 or above monsters known as the Dark Young, or in other mythos, they are called Shub Nigrath. They are the entities Ainz summoned after sacrificing half the enemy's army in the process, and for the first time he was able to summon more than 3 at once, and they proceeded to kill everything and everyone in their path. That was the moment that solidified Ainz as a villain in the series, and had a lot of controversy concerning his actions. With all those spells already mentioned and the potential they have, there is still one more spell that is even more powerful than all of them combined. This spell is none other than the spell he used in his battle with Shaltair to finally defeat her. The goal of all life is death. This skill is so powerful it kills everything in its vicinity, ignoring all resistances and immunities, and is a skill that Ainz specifically built this way for, like we mentioned in our previous videos, with him having Overlord class at maxed level. And he has mastered and specialized in practically all types of death magic. All these previous prerequisites are required in order to level up a class known as Eclipse. And once you master this class, maxing its level, a character can easily call himself or claim to be the literal embodiment of death. After all, that's what this class is meant for. What this class offers is a buff that is applied on any instant death ability or skill, and this buff allows the buff spell to completely ignore all types of resistances and immunities against instant death. Back to the Shaltair battle demonstration of the skill in that fight, Ainz used the AoE spell, Cry of the Banshee, that is able to cause instant death to everything in its vicinity. But since Shaltair had an immunity to that one, of which Ainz knew of course he had to use the goal of all life is death to amplify it and grant it that immunity pierce buff. Now, with such a broken and overpowered skill, there has to be a downside, right? In order to cast a spell, a person has to wait 12 seconds. Now, this might not seem like much, but you can ask any gamer out there and he will tell you that 12 seconds are ages when it comes to games, especially with the fact that he will be open and vulnerable for any attacks with no means of defending himself. However, Ainz is a calm tactician that calculates everything and is able with one flick of his finger to change a complete disadvantageous circumstance into a guaranteed victory. So with that in mind, it was obvious that he had an answer to this long cast time, and found a way to counter it. And how, you might ask? By stopping time, of course. You see, Ainz has an ability called chronomancy, which is a type of magic that allows him to manipulate the flow of time as he wills, making him one of the 5% players only in Yggdrasil to have mastered the timing of his skills in a way that when he casts the goal of all life is death, and the channeling time ends, it will end the exact moment his chronomancy time stop spell ends. This way he counters all the backdraws of the spell easily. His time stop consists of 2 parts. First, there is the time stop, which, as it is called, stops the flow of time, and the second is silent time stop, which prevents an enemy from attacking during that period of stopped time. Like, if that isn't overpowered as hell, I don't know what is. Now it is time to explain his countless items, but we will only be talking about the most useful ones and the most powerful. Starting off, we have the Staff of Ainz Ool Gown, the very essence of their guild, the staff that all members of the guild contributed one way or another in crafting. This staff is like none other. It cannot be won in raids or dropped from the world bosses or anything. It was custom made and crafted through years and years of collecting treasure, through questing and adventuring. In the light novel, it is revealed that many members of the guild had significant time from their real life just for the completion of this item and creating it. After all those efforts to create it, and going through all that hard work, it has to do something outstanding, right? As you all know, the staff is imbued with 7 gems, and each is a piece of rare sets that are held in the mouths of their own golden snakes, all intertwined together, creating the formation of the staff. And of course, each gem in its lonesome got its own unique power and ability. Like, for example, high-tier monster summons or greater control over one's class skills. However, these gems combined grant him even more bonuses and increase his stats even more than how inflated they already are, including the overmaxed MP bar. Talk about a game breaker. One cool piece of information though is the fact that until he was teleported to the new world, he had never used the staff once. Though it was custom made for his character, they just put it in the treasury of Nazarick and kept it there ever since, and since it's a guild item, it also granted him the ability of being a moderator and editing the tome, even changing certain NPC text which he used on Albedo, making her fall head over heels for him. Now we go into his divine items, including, but not exclusive to, the 10 rings he is always wearing. Each one of those is a magical item that provides buffs and resistances ranging from magic protection against certain types all the way to penalty reduction for certain skills. However, the ring of Ainz Ool Gown takes the cake. There is only 100 copies of this ring, and in Yggdrasil, only 41 were ever worn by the guild members as a symbol of their membership and allegiance to Nazarick. It is a Nazarick exclusive item and can't be used anywhere else since it allows the wearer to teleport freely inside the confines of the tomb, except for certain rooms that are off limits. Then there is his pay-to-win item's Shooting Star, his most powerful ring, allowing him the use of Wish upon a star 3 times with no cost experience whatsoever. And of course, all his jewelry, clothes, belts, and robes are all divine items defined to the class of Overlord. That isn't even the tip of the iceberg. He clearly has a lot of other items and weapons, like his mask and the Black Knight armor. And just imagine how many items this guy got hidden in a stash and in the tomb treasury. However, we don't need to know about those. For now, we discussed about all the important items and abilities Ainz has, which makes him who he is. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. I would appreciate it if you guys would like, subscribe, and comment down below what you thought of this video, and if we should make more of them. And also, don't forget to press on that bell icon to keep yourself updated for all our latest new content. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.